Diego, onboard people into Bitcoin life mission. Make it your mission to open people's minds and then let them decide where to go. Once people's minds are open, there's only one option. Actually, let's start with that one today because I love this video from Jack. It's about 2 minutes long, but he talks about gold, he talks about the stock market, and he talks about energy, oil, and Bitcoin, of course. But I thought this was very useful, and consider this. I mean, I'm never going to tell you what to do, but consider sharing this with anybody that you know who happens to be like a financial advisor or somebody who has 100% or very close to 100% of their wealth in the stock market. Because as Jack is about to explain here, they think that they're up a lot in the stock market, but in reality, in real terms, in energy terms, they're actually down significantly. So here we go. Here's Jack, one of our favorite guys.
I made this chart this morning because what I think is happening is really what we want to measure is your purchasing power in energy terms. And so I like oil. And so this is the SPXTR, so the S&P total returns. That's what this is. So the S&P total returns, what I'm showing for those listening, since 2020, the SPX total returns is 83.59%. So since 2020, you're up 83.59% in the SPX total returns. Now, if you measure SPXTR against gold, so that's XPXTR over USD. So in dollar terms, it's up 83.59%. Is it up in gold? What's SPXTR over gold? 14.52%. Okay, so you're still up. So for all the gold bugs, you're better off owning the S&P than gold since 2020. Now, are you up in oil terms, which I think is energy terms? Energy is the foundation of society. It's how we do shit. No, the S&P total returns against oil is down 71.97%. What is the only...
All right, just quickly on this, for anybody who's watching this on the screen in video format, you can see here at the top, this is the stock market, the total return. That's the purple. This one here, the pink one, is gold. Sorry, the top one's blue. This one's purple at the bottom here. This one's oil. And then the yellow one here is Bitcoin. I couldn't even see that on my phone really this morning, so I wanted to point that out for anybody watching.
A thing that's S&P is down worse than oil, Bitcoin, but not by much. Bitcoin 74%. That's so what I think we're seeing is like the dollar and the treasury market in oil terms isn't keeping up. And so people are rotating out of treasuries, out of bonds into, we talk about harder assets, fixed supply assets, but at the end of the day, it's assets that can protect your purchasing power in energy terms. And so this, to me, this is insane because there are people like our friends that are like, yeah, my stock portfolio is booming. I'm up 80% since 2020. Yeah, you're up 80% in dollar terms. How much in gold terms are you up? Oh, I'm up 14%. Well, how much in Bitcoin terms are you up? You're not up. You're down 75%. So you've lost 75% of the ability to buy Bitcoin by sitting in the S&P 500.
Honestly, that's pretty eye-opening. And I think that the other part of that too is even if you sent that to somebody who's investing in the stock market, even if they don't really know what the hell they're doing, if you sent that to somebody, they would not understand what that means, which is unfortunate because I think that the one thing that well, I shouldn't say one thing, but one of the things that Bitcoin taught me is that the fiat price is completely irrelevant. I mean, it's a good measuring stick to a degree, but at the same time, when you have something that you're trying to value everything against, and you don't know how many of those things exist, the denominator, when that number is unknown, the bottom number is unknown, it's impossible to value anything. And we do our best in terms of measuring against other things, but for the most part, it's impossible to measure anything accurately against fiat because we don't know how much is out there. Think about how many dollars on this earth are floating out there that we've lost track of, or they've been burned, stolen, lost, whatever that is. And that's just the physical cash. Imagine the amount of zeros that have been added without us even knowing about it. So we don't know what that denominator is. So it's impossible to measure anything. But when you look at it compared to gold, compared to oil, compared to Bitcoin, hard assets, then it's very eye-opening. And there's a lot of countries who are well aware of this, the fact that the fiat dollar is going down and down and down. And that's why they would rather store their reserves in the ground, in oil, in potash, in corn, even silver, gold, whatever that is. It's things in the ground are better than fiat money because they're real, they're worth something, they're hard, scarce. So that was very surprising to me. I honestly thought that Bitcoin would be a little bit higher than that, but at the same time, you think that you're up 80% in the stock market, but in reality you're down 70%. That's a tough pill for people to swallow. So shout out to Jack for that.